Reading through the Bible in 1 year, April 26th, Numbers chapter 3, Psalm 37, Song of Solomon chapter 1, and Hebrews chapter 1. These are the family records of Aaron and Moses at the time the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. Swap to the actual notes here. There we go. These are the names of Aaron's sons: Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of Aaron's sons, the anointed priests, who were ordained to serve as priests. But Nadab and Abihu died in the Lord's presence when they presented strange or unauthorized fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no sons. So Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests under the direction of Aaron their father. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Bring the tribe of Levi near and present them to the priest Aaron to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and the entire community before the tent of meeting by attending to the service of the tabernacle. They are to take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting and perform duties for the Israelites by attending to the service of the tabernacle. Assign the Levites to Aaron and his sons, that they have been assigned exclusively to him from the Israelites. You are to appoint Aaron and his sons to carry out their priestly responsibilities, but any unauthorized person who comes near the sanctuary is to be put to death." The Lord spoke to Moses, "See, I have taken the Levites from the Israelites in my place." I'm going to restate that. "See, I have taken the Levites from the Israelites in place of every firstborn Israelite from the womb. The Levites belong to me, because every firstborn belongs to me. At the time I struck down every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I consecrated every firstborn in Israel to myself, both man and animal. They are mine. I am the Lord." The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai. "Register the Levites by their ancestral families and their clans. You are to register every male 1 month old or more." This is different from the rest of Israel. When it starts 20 years old and upward, those are the ones who are ready for war. So Moses registered them in obedience to the Lord as he had been commanded. These were Levi's sons by name: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These were the names of Gershon's sons by their clans: Libni and Shimei. Kohath's sons by their clans were Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Merari's sons by their clans were Mali and Mushi. These were the Levite clans by their ancestral families. The Libnite clan and the Shimeite clan came from Gershon. These were the Gershonite clans. Those registered, counting every male 1 month old or more, numbered 7,500. The Gershonite clans camped behind the tabernacle on the west side. And the leader of the Gershonite families was Eliasaph, son of Lael. The Gershonite duties at the tent of meeting involved the tabernacle, the tent, its covering, and the screen for the entrance to the tent of meeting, the hangings of the courtyard, the screen for the entrance to the courtyard that surrounds the tabernacle and the altar, and the tent ropes, all the work relating to these. The Amramite clan, the Israelite clan, the Hebronite clan, and the Uzzielite clan came from Kohath. These were the Kohathites. Counting every male 1 month old or more, there were 8,600 responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. The clans of the Kohathites camped on the south side of the tabernacle, and the leader of the families of the Kohathite clans was Elizaphan, son of Uzziel. Their duties involve the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the sanctuary utensils that were used with these, and the screen, and all work relating to them. The chief of the Levite leaders was Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest. He had oversight of those responsible for the duties of the sanctuary. The Malite clan and the Mushite clan came from Merari. These were the Merarite clans. Those registered, counting every male 1 month old or more, numbered 6,200. The leader of the families of the Merarite clans was Zuriel, son of Abihail. They camped on the north side of the tabernacle. The assigned duties of Merari's descendants involved the tabernacle's supports, crossbars, pillars, bases, all its equipment, and all the work related to these, in addition to the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes. Moses, Aaron, and his sons, who performed the duties of the sanctuary as a service on behalf of the Israelites, camped in front of the tabernacle on the east, in front of the tent of meeting toward the sunrise. Any unauthorized person who came near to it was to be put to death. The total number of all the Levite males 1 month old or more that Moses and Aaron registered by their clans at the Lord's command was 22,000. The Lord told Moses, "Register every firstborn male of the Israelites 1 month old or more, and list their names. You are to take the Levites for me. I am the Lord, in place of every firstborn among the Israelites, and the Levites' cattle in place of every firstborn among the Israelites' cattle." So Moses registered every firstborn among the Israelites, as the Lord had commanded him. The total number of the firstborn males 1 month old or older listed by name was 22,273. The Lord spoke to Moses again. Take the Levites in place of every firstborn among the Israelites, and the Levites' cattle in place of their cattle. The Levites belong to me. I am the Lord. As the redemption price for the 273 firstborn Israelites who outnumber the Levites, collect 5 shekels for each person, according to the standard sanctuary shekel, 20 gerahs to the shekel. Give the silver to Aaron and his sons as the redemption price for those who are in excess among the Israelites. So Moses collected the redemption amount from those in excess of the ones redeemed by the Levites. He collected the silver from the firstborn Israelites, 1,365 shekels, measured by the standard sanctuary shekel. He gave the redemption silver to Aaron and his sons in obedience to the Lord, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Let's move on to Psalm 37. Do not be agitated by evildoers. Do not envy those who do wrong, for they wither quickly like the grass and wilt like tender green plants. Trust in the Lord and do what is good. Dwell in the land and live securely. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will act, making your righteousness shine like the dawn, your justice like the noonday. Be silent before the Lord and wait expectantly for him. Do not be agitated by one who prospers in his way, by the person who carries out evil plans. Refrain from anger and give up your rage. Do not be agitated. It can only bring harm. For evildoers will be destroyed, but those who put their hope in the Lord, they will inherit the land. A little while, and the wicked person will be no more. Though you look for him, he will not be there. But the humble will inherit the land and will enjoy abundant prosperity. The wicked person schemes against the righteous and gnashes his teeth at him. The Lord laughs at him because he sees that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn the sword and strung the bow to bring down the poor and needy and to slaughter those whose way is upright. Their swords will enter their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. The little that the righteous person has is better than the abundance of many wicked people. For the arms of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord supports the righteous. The Lord watches over the blameless all their days, and their inheritance will last forever. They will not be disgraced in times of adversity. They will be satisfied in days of hunger. But the wicked will perish, the Lord's enemies, like the glory of the pastures, will fade away. They will fade away like smoke. The wicked person borrows and does not repay, but the righteous one is gracious in giving. Those who are blessed by the Lord will inherit the land, but those cursed by him will be destroyed. A person's steps are established before the Lord, or by the Lord, and he takes pleasure in his way. Though he falls, he will not be overwhelmed, because the Lord supports him with his hand. I have been young and now am old, yet I have not seen the righteous abandoned or his children begging for bread. He is always generous, always lending, and his children are a blessing. Turn away from evil, do what is good, and settle permanently. For the Lord loves justice and will not abandon his faithful ones. They are kept safe forever. But the children of the wicked will be destroyed. The righteous will inherit the land and dwell in it permanently. The mouth of the righteous utters wisdom. His tongue speaks what is just. The instruction of his God is in his heart. His steps do not falter. The wicked one lies in wait for the righteous and intends to kill him. The Lord will not leave him in the power of the wicked one, or allow him to be condemned when he is judged. Wait for the Lord and keep his way, and he will exalt you to inherit the land. You will watch when the wicked are destroyed. I have seen a wicked, violent person, well rooted, like a flourishing native tree. Then I passed by and noticed he was gone. I searched for him, but he could not be found. Watch the blameless and observe the upright. For the person of peace will have a future, but transgressors will all be eliminated. The future of the wicked will be destroyed. The salvation of the righteous is from the Lord, their refuge in a time of distress. The Lord helps and delivers them. He will deliver them from the wicked and will save them because they take refuge in him. Now, Song of Solomon, chapter 1. And since we're in a new book, let's go ahead and read this introduction. According to the most common interpretation, the Song of Solomon is a collection of love poems between a man and a woman, celebrating the sexual relationship God intended for marriage. God established marriage, including the physical union of a husband and wife, and Israelite wisdom literature treasures this aspect of marriage as the appropriate expression of human sexuality. The Song of Solomon has also been understood as an illustration of the mutual love of Christ and his church. It is possible that Solomon, 10th century BC, is the author. However, this verse could also mean that the song was dedicated to Solomon or was written about him. Therefore, many scholars regard the book as anonymous. Let's begin, shall we? The Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. Woman, oh, that he would kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for your caresses are more delightful than wine. There you go. Make sure we didn't lose any notes here. The fragrance of your perfume is intoxicating. Your name is perfume poured out. No wonder young women adore you. Take me with you. Let us hurry. Oh, that the king would bring me to his chambers. Young women, we will rejoice and be glad in you. We will celebrate your caresses more than wine. Woman, it is only right that they adore you. Daughters of Jerusalem, I am dark like the tents of Kedar, yet lovely like the curtains of Solomon. Do not stare at me because I am dark, for the sun has gazed on me. My mother's sons were angry with me. They made me take care of the vineyards. I have not taken care of my own vineyard. Tell me, you whom I love, where do you pasture your sheep? Where do you let them rest at noon? Why should I be like one who veils herself beside the flocks of your companions? Man, if you do not know, most beautiful of women, follow the tracks of the flock and pasture your young goats near their shepherds' tents. I compare you, my darling, to a mare among Pharaoh's chariots. Your cheeks are are beautiful with jewelry, your neck with its necklace. We will make gold jewelry for you, accented with silver. Woman, while the king is on his couch, my perfume releases its fragrance. The one I love is a sachet of myrrh to me, spending the night between my breasts. The one I love is a cluster of henna blossoms to me in the vineyards of En-gedi. Man, how beautiful you are, my darling. How very beautiful. Your eyes are doves. Woman, how handsome you are, my love. How delightful. Our bed is verdant. The beams of our house are cedars, and our rafters are cypresses. I am a wildflower of Sharon, a lily of the valleys. And that is actually all the notes through there. Let's move on to Hebrews chapter 1. And let's go ahead and read the introduction here. The letter to the Hebrews was written to encourage Christians in a time of trial. It does so by focusing on the absolute supremacy and sufficiency of Jesus Christ. While God spoke in the past, quote, many times and in many ways, unquote, he has now spoken to us, quote, by his Son, unquote, Jesus, who is the, quote, exact imprint, unquote, of God's nature, and who, quote, upholds the universe by the word of his power, unquote. Jesus accomplished complete salvation for all who trust in him. We dare not neglect such a great salvation. Rather, in our faith and in our everyday living, we should imitate the example of Christ and of those on the honor roll of faith. This letter, whose author is unknown, was probably written between AD 60 and 70. Now, between you and me, and again, I've had many discussions with many different Christians on this. There's many people who believe that it was written by Paul because it has a very Pauline style to it, and you'll hear some of that through the reading. But there's also some things in here definitely that Paul wouldn't have said. There's lines like, it was written somewhere. Well, Paul, being a member of the Sanhedrin, would know exactly where these things are written. He would know exactly who said it, instead of just saying it was written somewhere. And then later on, in chapter 3, we're going to read a line that says, as it says somewhere, or no, it's not that. It was, I don't remember, it's like 3:6, maybe. It says something along the lines of, as it is said, or something along those lines. You'll see that, and having read through all of the Pauline letters so far with me, you get used to his style. You get used to the way that he speaks, and you'll see that this sounds like him, but there are definitely some things that don't quite line up for what we've heard about him, though many of the same illustrations are used by this person. That is why I think this was written by Tychicus. It's a person whom he knows personally, who has gone with him on many missionary journeys, whom he personally sends to Colossae as his representative. He's also the same person who has written for Paul letters, which Paul then later signs with big letters showing that he wrote it, or he dictated it as well. So it's things like this that make me think it was probably Tychicus, but again, nobody knows. This is all just mere speculation. There's nothing deeply important about whether or not Paul was the one who wrote it or somebody else. We know that it's been preserved for us, but just letting you know ahead of time that if somebody comes up and challenges you on this and says something like, oh, well, we can't trust the Bible because no one knows who wrote Hebrews. Now you know. There you go. You don't have to take my opinion. You can take someone else's opinion. I'm wide open on this. Again, it's speculation, but it's just something fun for nerds like me to kind of go over with people. All right, let's begin. Remember, this was written for the purpose of encouraging Christians who are under persecution. Long ago, God spoke to our ancestors by the prophets at different times and in different ways. In these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son. God had appointed him heir of all things and made the universe through him. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact expression or impression of his nature, sustaining all things by his powerful word and making purification for sins. He's rather by his sustaining all things by his powerful word. After making purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high. So he became superior to the angels, just as the name he inherited is more excellent than theirs. For to which of the angels did God the Father ever say, "You are my son, today I have become your father"? Or again, "I will be his father and he will be my son"? Again, when he brings his firstborn into the world, he says, let all God's angels worship him. And about the angels, he says, he makes his angels winds and his servants a fiery flame. But to the Son, he says, your throne, God, is forever and ever, and the scepter of your kingdom is a scepter of justice. You have loved righteousness and hated lawlessness. This is why God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of joy beyond your companions. And in the beginning, Lord, you established the earth, and the heavens are the works of your hands. They will perish, but you remain. They will all wear out like clothing, and you will roll them up like a cloak, and they will be changed like clothing. But you are the same, and your years will never end. Now, to which of the angels has he ever said, sit at my right hand until I make your sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool? Are they not all ministering spirits sent out to serve those who are going to inherit salvation? Again, speaking of the angels are merely, and I say merely, given that they are still utterly terrifying from being in the presence of God. He's saying that the angels are ministering spirits sent out to serve those who are going to inherit salvation. Those are the elect. All right, so that is actually all of the notes as well. So, yeah, I think we're good for now. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Behold, the word of the Lord.